While the global paparazzi are busy chasing manufactured pop icons through the streets of Los Angeles, a silent revolution has been unfolding in a small town in Lancashire that has the industry's Big Three labels absolutely terrified. To the casual observer, Lucy Thomas might seem like just another talented vocalist, but our investigative team has uncovered data that tells a much more disruptive story. As we enter early 2026, Lucy has surpassed 1 billion views across digital platforms without a single traditional radio hit or a multi-million-dollar marketing campaign. This is the era of the invisible superstar, where a singer can command a global audience of millions from a home studio while completely bypassing the traditional gatekeepers of London and New York. Industry insiders have noted that Lucy's rise represents a massive shift in power. She has proven that the middleman is no longer necessary for global domination. We are witnessing a performer who has weaponized pure talent and digital intimacy to create a brand that is more stable and more profitable than the artists currently topping the charts. But this success brings up a burning question that the music elite are desperate to bury. How did a girl from Wigan manage to build a fortress that the world's biggest talent scouts couldn't penetrate? The answer lies in a strategy that was set in motion years ago, during a moment of televised failure that we've discovered was actually her greatest victory. By operating outside the system, she has avoided the scandals that plague her peers, but she has also earned some powerful enemies in the process. Most people believe that losing a reality competition is the end of the road for a young artist, but our analysis of Lucy's early career suggests her exit from The Voice Kids was the most strategic loss in the history of British television. When she stepped off that stage in 2018, the public saw a runner-up, but the smart money saw a liberated asset. Our investigation into the standard contracts of these televised talent shows reveals a restrictive world of winner-take-all clauses that often trap young artists in lopsided multi-year deals that drain their earnings and stifle their creativity. By not taking home the trophy, Lucy was effectively rescued from the typical industry machinery that chews up child stars and spits them out when the ratings drop. While the official winners were forced into recording cookie-cutter tracks that vanished from the airwaves in weeks, Lucy was free to build a bespoke identity under Cavendish Records. Speculation has persisted for years that several major players tried to swoop in with predatory contracts immediately after her season aired, but sources close to the Thomas camp suggest she saw through the glittering traps of the London labels. She traded a plastic trophy for total ownership of her masters and her image, a move that is now paying off tenfold as she enters 2026 as one of the wealthiest independent singers of her generation. However, this independence didn't come without a cost, as she began to find herself blacklisted from certain mainstream award circles that don't take kindly to those who refuse to play by their rules. There is a silent Cold War happening in the recording industry right now, and Lucy Thomas is sitting right on the front lines as she continues to refuse to bend the knee to traditional corporate powers. Throughout 2025 and into the first month of 2026, speculation has reached a fever pitch regarding why Lucy remains with the independent Cavendish Records rather than jumping to a global conglomerate like Sony or Universal. High-level industry sources have revealed to us that Lucy has been offered blank check deals to jump ship, yet she consistently chooses creative autonomy over a massive signing bonus. This isn't just a creative choice. It's a brilliant financial play that has turned her into an independent powerhouse. By keeping her team small and her production localized, she retains a percentage of her royalties that most A-list celebrities would find shocking. But staying independent at this level of fame is a dangerous game. We have uncovered reports of industry ghosting, where major radio programmers and algorithm gatekeepers have allegedly been pressured to overlook her massive streaming numbers because she isn't part of the club. Despite this apparent shadow ban from certain mainstream outlets, Her 2026 earnings are projected to rival some of the biggest names in pop, proving that the old guard is losing its grip on the money tap. But as she expands her reach into new media, she is moving into a territory where even her perfect pitch might not be enough to protect her from the vultures of the theater world. The transition from a controlled studio environment to the raw intensity of a West End stage is a path littered with the remains of failed careers, and Lucy's 2026 lead role in Rosie has sparked a firestorm of vicious speculation among theater purists. When it was announced that the Angel of Wigan would take the title role in this massive production, the skeptics were out in force, claiming that her delicate voice wouldn't have the grit or the stamina for the grueling 8 shows-a-week schedule. There were even accusations surfaced in certain highbrow drama circles that she was only cast to buy her social media following, rather than for her actual acting ability. Our backstage sources indicate that the pressure during rehearsals has been immense, with Lucy reportedly working with elite acting coaches in total secrecy to shed her sweet image and find the darker edges required for the role. This is the biggest gamble of her career to date. If she fails on opening night, it won't just be a bad review. It could permanently damage the perfect brand she has cultivated for nearly a decade. The theater world is notoriously unwelcoming to outsiders, and there are those who are actively rooting for her to stumble. But early whispers from the rehearsal room suggest a shocking transformation is underway. She isn't just playing a character, she is fighting for her professional life, proving that she is more than just a YouTube phenomenon. But just as she masters the stage, a new physical threat is appearing on the horizon, the brutal, unyielding reality of a global tour. For years, Lucy Thomas has been a virtual icon, someone the world watched through a screen. But in September 2026, she is set to take a high-stakes leap into the unpredictable European touring market that could be her making or her breaking point. Taking a studio-based artist and placing them in front of a live, paying audience in cities like Geneva and Annecy is a massive financial and vocal risk that many indies never survive. Our logistics experts indicate that the overhead for this 2026 expansion is astronomical for an artist without major label backing. There is no corporate safety net here. If the tickets don't sell, or if her voice cannot handle the atmospheric changes of live international travel, the financial blowback could be devastating for her independent label. Fans are reportedly flying in from as far as Japan and the US to see if the Angel is the real deal or a product of studio magic and clever editing. We've also received reports that Lucy's team has had to hire military-grade private security for the tour, as her stardom has reached a level where public privacy is now a thing of the past. This tour is being viewed by the industry as a litmus test for her longevity. If she can sell out European theaters as an independent, she will become the most dangerous woman in music, someone who truly does not need the system. But the road to that victory is paved with physical and mental exhaustion that few 21-year-olds are truly equipped to handle. Behind the flawless music videos and the serene social media posts lies a revealed reality of intense physical labor and the constant fear of vocal injury that haunts every elite singer in the 24/7 digital age. Recording 5 full-length albums in just 5 years is a work rate that would make even seasoned opera stars cringe with concern. Our medical consultants suggest that the specific classical crossover style Lucy utilizes requires extreme breath control and vocal fold precision, meaning a single off day or a bout of respiratory issues could lead to a career-ending catastrophe. We've investigated periods where Lucy has gone completely silent on social media, which sparked intense speculation among her fanbase that she was secretly battling vocal fatigue or burnout away from the cameras. The truth that the industry doesn't want to admit is that being a prodigy comes with a heavy physical price tag. While her peers were enjoying their youth, Lucy was reportedly on strict vocal rest, refusing to speak for days at a time, and avoiding any environment that could damage her multi-million-dollar instrument. This level of discipline is shocking for someone her age, but it is the only way she has survived the meat grinder of the music business so far. The question we are all asking in 2026 isn't just if she can keep singing. It's how much longer she can maintain this superhuman standard before the strain becomes visible. As we move further into the first quarter of 2026, the music world is no longer debating if Lucy Thomas is talented. They are asking if she is the anointed successor to the throne left vacant by the world's greatest divas. The comparison to Celine Dion is no longer just fan talk. It is being discussed in the closed-door boardrooms of the biggest talent agencies in the world. With Celine's recent, well-documented health challenges, there is a massive vacuum in the global classical pop market, and Lucy Thomas is perfectly positioned to claim the crown. However, this comparison is a double-edged sword that brings a level of scrutiny that can be suffocating for a young artist. We've seen internal reports that Lucy's team is being flooded with requests for massive stadium anthems and blockbuster movie soundtracks, the very things that defined the diva era of the 1990s. But Lucy appears to be resisting the industry cliches. She doesn't seem interested in being a Celine clone. She is focused on refining a brand that is uniquely hers. Whether she likes it or not, the mantle is being passed by the public, and 2026 is the year we see if she has the emotional strength to carry that weight without stumbling under the crushing pressure of global expectation. The world is looking for a voice that heals, and they've decided she's the one to provide it. As we analyze the trajectory of the Angel of Wigan, one shocking truth becomes clear. Lucy Thomas hasn't just conquered the world. She has dismantled the entire rulebook for how a star is born in the 21st century. She has bypassed the scandals, ignored the major labels, and exposed the fact that purity and authenticity are the most valuable currencies in the modern marketplace. As the first month of 2026 comes to a close, her impact is being felt far beyond the recording studio. She has become a blueprint for a new generation of independent creators who now realize they don't have to sell their souls or their masters to reach the summit. But what does the ultimate future hold for a woman who has already achieved more than most veterans twice her age? Will she retreat into a quiet life after her tour, or will she expand her empire into a full-scale media conglomerate? The entire globe is watching her every move, and for the first time in music history, the story is being told by the artist herself, not a publicist in a high-rise office. The angelic voice has conquered the world, but the true story of Lucy Thomas is only just entering its most provocative chapter.